Hey, good morning, Daniel. Am I audible? Can you hear me, Daniel? Yes. Yeah. There seems to be some disturbance from your side. I'm not hearing you clearly. Is your colleague joining? Okay. Just remind them. Okay.
Think she will be joining today.
She won't be joining today,
Hi, good
Daniel.
morning.
Hi, Shiva. Good morning.
Yeah, I think she won't be joining today.
Would she be joining tomorrow then?
Yeah, she will be joining today.
Okay. No worries. Anyways, we have the recorded session, so she can definitely have that. Okay. Hi, guys. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone. So now let us start with the day two session. Okay. So there are many questions that you had asked Shiva yesterday and Daniel, you as well. Those would be answered in today's present, you could say, day two agenda. Let me just open my file.
Can you be a bit louder, please?
Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, just 1 minute.
Okay,
Just give me 1 minute.
thanks.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay. I'm adjusting my headphone. Meanwhile. Okay. Is my voice audible now?
Yes, it's good now. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. I adjusted, I think so. It was due to my microphone. Okay. Just open. So there are many questions. I was stating that what Daniel and you had some more questions now. So it would be answered today, like what type of a project it is, what are the different type of projects, what are the opportunities, okay, how does the implementation go about? So there would be many queries that will be answered in today's session. Let me just share my screen. Confirm once you're able to see my screen. Okay. Just confirm me once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Daniel, can you be a little louder? I'm not able to understand what you're telling. Might be your microphone is moving a bit, it seems.
Yeah.
Great. So now, thanks. Thank you so much. Let's start today's sessions. So the day two agenda, as I said yesterday as well, it's about what are the types of projects in SAP. Okay. The first question, the type of project. Then what are the type of consultants in SAP? Then we'll have a demo in the system explaining more into detail, some more screens of SAP and what are the different bars in SAP, okay? The title bar, menu bar, okay? Then you have what is the role of an SAP FI consultant. So until now, you just know what is exactly SAP, but into detail, what exactly is the role of the SAP FI or CO consultant, okay? Then we'll also be learning some basics of accounting, okay? What exactly are the basics of accounting? Then what exactly is our course content? We'll also be going through that. Okay. Then what are the job prospects and responsibilities as well? So let me just go ahead and so let us start. If you have any queries during the session, you can definitely unmute yourself and ask me the questions. Okay. Or let us go ahead. So yes. So this is your queries, Shiva, right? Yesterday you were telling what happens after implementation, right? So here it is. So there are
Yes.
four types of SAP projects, first of all. Okay. One is known as the implementation project that you have on the top. Then you have a rollout project. Then you have an upgrade project, and then you have a support project. So these are the four types of projects. This implementation project is also called as greenfield implementation. Greenfield means everything is from scratch. Okay. Then you have the rollout project. These are known as brownfield project, and the support project is also known as annual maintenance, AMC projects, annual maintenance contract projects. So companies will have tie-up with the clients on a yearly basis, or you could say there would be a contract of 3 to 4 years, wherein we would be providing support to the client. Okay. Then you have the upgrade project. Now let us go into detail. So here it is. Okay. So what exactly is an implementation project? Now let's take the example of take for example, we'll take any company, whether it be Reliance or it be Tata. We'll take any one of the big companies. Take for example Reliance. Now Reliance doesn't have SAP installed in the system, so they are not working on SAP. They're working on Tally. So now what happens over here? As they're working on Tally, now when they want to install SAP, it would be a totally new implementation. Or you could say SAP would be installed from scratch for Reliance Industries or Reliance Company. So this type of a project is known as an implementation project. Now, in the implementation project, there are also 5 phases. Now, first would be the project preparation. This first phase is about project preparation. Project preparation means uh, now what happens when companies decide that it wants to buy SAP. Now Reliance company wants SAP. So what it would do, it would come to a SAP implementation partner. Take for example, it comes to your company Cognizant. Okay, Daniel, it comes to a company Cognizant and asks for certain quotations. It's similar to like what you are purchasing in the market, right? We purchase any product in the market. Similar way, like it's purchasing a flat in the market. So they'll come, they will ask us so you sell actually SAP implementing. So can you just suggest us what is the best thing for us? So now what will happen is that then we might give the cognizant company, the consulting partner will give certain presentations, certain proposals to Reliance company. And after that, then they would agree, okay, fine. Then they would agree on the price also. What would be the price of the contract? How much duration you want, and how much duration you want it to be implemented. Like it depends on the cost, actually depends, like it's a service industry. It depends on the number of people who are going to work for the project. So number of people who are going to work for the project. On top of that, the company Cognizant, the consulting partner also needs to get certain profits, because if it's no profit, then it's not worth doing anything, right? So then the price would be decided. So once that is confirmed, what happens after that? So now once Cognizant has a project, SAP project with them, now what Cognizant would do? Cognizant now will go ahead and start hiring people. It depends. Now, Reliance only wants the FICO module only to be installed, implemented. Okay. It doesn't want SD, it doesn't want it doesn't want HR. At the first, it is stating that it only wants the first module, that is FI, when the second would be CO. Now, what happens over here? Then our company, okay, the consulting partner, Cognizant, first of all, it will actually first hire a project manager would be there in first place, who would be managing the project. Managing the project means he would make sure the project is completed within the SLA. SLA means service level agreements. Okay. So what they will, the project manager will start going ahead and hiring people. They might hire whatever people would be required. First of all, the consultants, the developers. Okay. depending on the requirement, it could be a senior consultant, it could be junior consultant, it could be a training consultant. Okay, they will hire first those. Then they will also hire certain. They will also tell Reliance company that can you also provide me your subject matter experts. Subject matter experts means like the super user. Siva, you have a super user in your team, right? Siva, hello.
Yes, we have.
You have a super user. So what happens is that that super user is actually an SME, subject matter expert. Okay. So what company will do in order to know what is your existing system? Okay. They want an expert from your company. So they will, the consulting team will ask Reliance that give me your SMEs. Okay. 2 to 3 SMEs or one, depending on the requirement. Then what happens is that after once the team is created, then you also set, then there is a steering committee will go ahead and set up certain milestones in the sense, when will the project go live, when will the blueprint be submitted, or you could say when exactly we would do all the configurations in the pre-prod or the pre-production or the quality system. So there are certain milestones that are agreed between the two companies. Now, after this is done, the first thing is that after project preparation, then it comes for business blueprint. But before business blueprint, in the process only, it is known as exploring phase. Exploring means what will happen is that now the consulting team will sit together with the business. Business means Reliance. It will sit with the business and try to know what is their requirement, exact requirement. Like, take for example, they want 2000 GLs to be created. Now we go ahead and ask certain questions. Okay, you want 2000 GLs. Now, in which pattern you want, okay? Whether you want only into 4 groups, whether you just want into asset, liabilities, incomes and expenses, or you want further bifurcation, or you want further, you could say, sub GLs also. So these are the questions that we ask. Now there is a maximum length, okay, for particular GL. So how many, what should be the length of the GL that you want to create? So we might ask certain questions to them. Then once they agree on certain questions, then we'll prepare, like, you could say, a document, a business blueprint document. Once this business blueprint document is created, this business blueprint is very important. First of all, it's like a holy book of implementation. So everything will be referred now to the business blueprint. So once this business blueprint is agreed between the business and the consulting team, then we send it to the steering committee, or we send it to the client, and the client will sign off. The client will put a stamp on it that yes, this is what is we have agreed, and this will serve as a basis for us to further go ahead and start the configuration in the system. So business blueprint becomes very important. Now, what happens once the business blueprint is agreed, we get a sign off. Then we as consultants now start configuring it in the development system. Now we start configuration in the development system. After that, we do the unit testing. Each developer will or a consultant will do unit testing in the development system. Once everything is working fine in the development system, then we move it to the quality system. In the quality system, what will happen is that before moving to the quality system also, we might have certain, you could say, uh, before that we'll do certain regression testings, okay? Once we move it to the quality system, then again we contact the business. Business means we'll be contacting the SMEs or the super user. Now this super user will tell this super user to now post the transactions in the quality system. Okay. So it's like the end user testing, business user testing. We tell it, we call it business user testing. So they will go ahead, the business users will test it in the quality system. They will have access. Okay. Shiva, you won't have access, but the business users sometimes have the access of the pre-prod system. Okay. So they will go ahead and test it, and there is a
Yes.
particular, there is a particular flow, or you could say a particular pattern. We'll also provide the business user, the consulting team will also provide the business user with the document how to test the particular transaction. There would be steps, and he also has to do the same thing. He also has to take screenshots, prepare a document that everything is working fine. So once the business user states that particular transaction is working fine, so that is like a sign off for us from the business user. Okay. So this is up to here. Now, what happens after business blueprint? Again, in realization phase, the other task. Okay. So once we get that sign off, what we will do now? Okay. What we will do now is that after that, in the final preparation, the main thing is that we will train each and every end user. So now, end users means like what you're working on, Siva. So here in this phase, we would be training all the employees. So training is also giving training, end user training, okay? Not the consultant level training. End user training is also a responsibility of the developer or the financial accounting consultant or the functional consultant. So we will provide them with the training. We will also provide them with the required documents. We will also be providing them the documents. So for each and every transaction, we would be creating a document. So what will happen? Why do we create documents? Any guesses? Yeah, Daniel Siva. Why do we create documents?
For future reference.
Yeah, absolutely right. So it's like for a future reference. Suppose in case uh, the consultant who was working on that one particular task, okay, he resigns. Now what next? Now, after the handover happens to the business, so they want each and everything like the SOPs, standard operating procedures. They want the quick reference guides, or you could say the end user training documents as well. So this is what in the final preparation. In the final preparation, there's one more task that we go ahead and check whether everything is working fine in the quality system or not. So what all transactions we have moved, we have transported from development to quality system, whether they are working fine or not. And after that, so on the go live date, when the go live actually happens, before that, there are certain cutover activities. So now here, the basis consultant also comes into picture, okay, in the go live. On the go live date, what we do is, first what we'll have to do, in order for you, just asking one question, in order for you to access transactions, okay, Siva and Daniel, so you're working as an end user. If you want to access transactions in the production environment, what is the requirement?
Get a user ID password.
Absolutely, yeah, right. So you'll have to get the user ID passwords. The other thing is that data needs to be migrated. So before the go live date, on the go live date, so we have like a call of 36 hours, 2 days, 3 days, it goes on, okay? It depends on the size. The basis consultant is involved. The data is transported from the quality system, migrated to the production system. Then we also have to get user ID and passwords for the people to go ahead and check the transactions, okay, on in the production environment. So these are certain after that, once the data is migrated in the production environment on that particular go live date, what happens is that uh, we are actually on the call. So what we do the sanity checks. Sanity checks means whether one particular transaction is working or not. So we as consultant, again, we also go ahead and do the testing on the go live date. So we prepare a document confirming that everything is working fine. So we have a set of, you could say, transactions. Uh, there is a set of transaction given to each and every financial accounting consultant. Okay, we will go ahead and check those transactions, each transactions, whether everything is working fine or not. So and also prepare a document. After we prepare a document, then we have one like the team call goes on like for 1 day, 2 day, depending on the size of the migration. Okay, then each and every individual has to update on the team's group that his task is completed. His task is completed. Okay. He also has to go ahead and um save the documents, the testing documents on the go live date in a particular folder, confirming the project manager on that day that everything is working fine from his part, from his point of view, whatever task were given to him, okay, allotted to him. So once that happens, and then we also go ahead and then we tell the business that everything is working fine, okay, and they will also go ahead and uh, we also have business users from their end also. They will also go ahead and check it. So once we get the sign off that everything is working fine, then go live gets completed. But the hypercare starts. As soon as the go live gets completed, the hypercare starts. Hypercare means very critical. Critical in the sense there might be certain instances, okay, wherein certain transactions, like you have that SAP Office analysis, right, Siva? Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
we
have
have.
that tool, right? That's a customizing tool. Sometimes what
Yeah.
might happen is that if the migration is not proper, okay, or there is some node that is missing in a customized tool, it mostly happens for the customizations, okay? For the standard, everything would be working fine, but for certain customizations, if things are not working fine, what will happen is that those particular transactions won't work. The files won't be able to transfer from the SAP system to the non-SAP system. There might be certain criticalities because for these small okay files, we have sat for 3 to 4 days, okay, day and night. It happens because if one particular transaction is also not working, because one particular report might have a bigger impact because the end users, they always uh, you could say download the reports and then they start working or do analysis on the reports as well. So that becomes very crucial. So hypercare is very important. In hypercare, whatever issue comes on the SAP system is treated in the priority one. Okay. It's like the top priority of the entire project team. So that is the reason you might be seeing that on the something breaks down, okay? Then many people are doing overtimes also on the go live date and the hypercare, okay? So the hypercare might be 30 days, 60 days, depending on the requirement. So once the hypercare gets completed, we hand over the project, okay? We get a sign off, and then the implementation project gets over. Any queries, Siva, Daniel?
Yeah, but I have few questions.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So usually in application development or software development, during the project preparation and this documentation or blueprint phase, there will be a business analyst who will be right, and even in the UAT and regression testing, whichever you are speaking, there will be a business analyst between the client and the application or software development team. So in SAP implementation, is it the same, or is the functional consultant going to take care of everything, starting from project preparation to regression testing and
No, 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 no. See, the thing is that there would be a project manager. The business will also have its own project manager. Okay. In the consulting team, we also have a project manager. The project manager only looks towards providing the resources for the project. He looks towards everything is working fine in the project. Okay. So there are particular tasks given to everyone. It's not like one consultant will be doing every task. In a team also, you will have a senior consultant, you have a normal consultant, and then you will have a trainee consultant. Okay. And on top of that, you will also have an architect. Now, what this business blueprint, okay, everything would be guided to in the project by the solutions architect. Okay. So you'll have an above senior consultant, you have a solutions architect. So this person actually does all the talking with the business, and he will also guide you. He's like a leader of the consulting team. Okay. Um, in in our consulting, mostly it is like onshore person. Okay. He would be a solution. I like the person who is in USA. He would be the solutions architect. Now, what he will do is that he will go ahead and do all the talking with. We have calls with the business. He will go ahead and in the explore phase, he takes the lead, okay, for asking many questions. Okay, then there is a question matrix that is followed. Certain questions are being asked, okay. So it's not like one person is going to do that. Now, After, like, whatever questions, and there would be tickets, okay, tickets that would be created, and it would be allotted for each and every user story. There's a user story for each and every configuration. So that would be allotted to different individuals in the company, sorry, in the project. It won't be like a user story is assigned to a trainee consultant. So they will provide smaller tasks to the training depending on the complexities. Okay. And there is also always a solutions architect and a senior consultant to guide the junior people in the team. Okay. And regarding migration also, for migration also, you have for the migration, the basis consultant, the basis manager will actually become the project lead for that particular day, because he has the bigger task of moving whatever we have configured in 2 to 3 months, whatever configuration we have done, in order to move correctly, okay, 100% to the production environment. It becomes very crucial. So there are different tasks which people perform, but yes, as a whole, we are all part of a consulting team. So it's not like financial accounting team only. The basis is also involved. The ABAP team is also involved. If we have SD also implemented, the SD person will also be there in the call. Then you'll have also, you could say, the HR implementation, HR person will also be there. So it depends. Okay. MM guy will also be there. So it's not like one person who is going to do the task, but the task would be distributed depending on the complexity, criticality, and depending on the experience of the consultant. Yes. Hope this answers the question, Daniel.
Yes, that
Okay.
answers. So, from what we see, architect is
Daniel,
also
are
a
you on speaker?
consultant
Are you
who
on
has
speaker?
experience.
Daniel, are you on speaker?
No, I'm on my headphones.
Because I'm not able to clearly. Yes, go ahead. Understand?
Yeah. So, as you told, an architect is also a consultant who has higher experience, right? Or
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is someone else with a different experience altogether.
No, not a different experience. The solutions architect is a person more than 10 to 15 years. Okay. So to be very true, his position is like a manager only. But for one particular module, he is, you could say, he takes all the calls regarding asking the questions, the types, because he has more experience. Yes. And
Okay.
he would be actually be
Thank you.
designing the system. He would be designing the system. That's a proper word.
Okay, got you. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Siva, any queries before we move ahead?
No, I don't have any
Oh,
questions.
okay, great. Okay, this is the same thing. Project preparation, go live. Now this is support project. Now what happens in a support project? Okay. Now after implementation project, support project may come into the picture. Okay. So because each company will require a support consultant for supporting the project. So here in the support project, what we do? The end user needs assistance of SAP consultants in their day-to-day business operations using SAP software. The end user raises concerns, issues, or errors through a ticketing handling tool. Now, what happens? I'll tell you. Now, see, Siva and Daniel, you're working as an end user. What happens? The screen that you're working on is not working correctly. Okay. The screen on which you're posting a GL or creating an invoice, there's some error on that particular screen, or the system becomes slow. Either the system becomes slow, or there is, you could say, the system or the screen is not working properly. You're trying to enter certain details, but you're posting to one particular GL, but in the simulation mode, it is showing that it is being posted to a different GL. Okay. So there is an issue. So what you will do, what you all do as an end user, can you all tell me?
We have to report to
Well,
the system person, right? Person who's supporting the project.
Yes, yes.
yeah,
What we
we'll raise an incident.
Hmm, very good. So what you all do is that you all immediately go ahead and raise the issue with a ticket through a ticketing tool. The ticketing tool might be a Snow service now. Okay. There are many ticketing tools, Jira, Ivanti, many ticketing tools, okay, in the market. depending on the company. The company wants which ticketing tool. So you raise the ticket with the ticketing tool. Now what happens once you raise it, you'll get a ticket number with you, right? It might be INC, something like that, incident number. Now what happens? This ticket goes to the queue of the consultants, because consultants are actually working on a daily basis. The consultants work on the ticketing tool. So this ticketing tool will come over there. Then what will happen is that uh, each team has certain people who are actually working on the ticketing tool. So they will go ahead and check what is the issue, and they will then assign it to the correct team. If it's a FI, financial accounting issue, it would be assigned to the FI team. If it is a controlling issue, it will be assigned to the controlling. If it is SD, to the SD people. Okay. And then after you assign it to the team, then also you assign it to the consultant who will be working on the ticket, depending on the priority. Now, once it is assigned, take for example, it is assigned to Siva. It is assigned to you. Now, what you will do? It comes in your queue. Whenever you open your ticketing tool, it will show that 2 tickets are pending. Now it becomes your responsibility to analyze the issue. Now you will analyze the issue and see exactly, is it a bigger issue or is it a smaller issue, depending on the criticality. Like take for example, if it is a GL posting issue and many users are facing the same issue, then it means it's a bigger issue, right? So the priority increases. The priority could be 4 hours, 8 hours, okay, depending on the criticality of the issue. So then what you will do, you will go ahead and prioritize the ticket, whether it's very important, urgent, there will be priority 1, 2, 3, depending on it, right? So you will go ahead and do that. After you do that, then you start working on the ticket. Now, if you're not able to understand the exact issue, okay, the best thing what we do as consultants is that we will immediately contact the end user, because end users user ID is already available. We will contact him through Microsoft Teams or Zoom, whatever application your company uses, Skype. We will go ahead and contact that end user first, and after you call the end user, we communicate with them on the call. Then we might tell them to go ahead and share their screen with us, in order for us to go ahead and know exactly what is the issue. Okay. So the end user will go ahead and share the screen and will show, see, I was posting to this particular GL, but the system is slow, or it is posting to some other GL. Okay. So after, because the best thing is that connecting with the end user, communicating with him, uh, uh, doing a screen sharing session. So you get to know the exact issue. So once you get to know that, then what you do after that, then you start working on the ticket. So once the issue is resolved, okay, if you see the issue is resolved from your side, then you again might contact the end user, or you could tell the end user to again check it, whether the issue still persists or it's still affecting the system. Now, once the end user confirms that the issue has been resolved, then what we ask is the end user to write an email to us stating that the the system is working fine now and the issue is resolved. So after we receive the email from the end user, what do? We take the print of the email and we attach it to the ticket. What do? We attach it to the ticket. Okay, guys? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, you
Mark.
are
Yeah,
audible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, thanks. My internet connection was showing unstable. Thanks for that. So what we do, we take the printout and we attach it to the ticket on the ticketing tool. Now, why do we attach it on the ticketing tool? Any guesses?
Just for an evidence, or that
Ab-
the system
Absolutely.
is working fine now.
Yeah, absolutely. Evidence. Because now after that, we are going to close the ticket. So because it shouldn't happen many times. What happens is that the client or the business will start cribbing again. No, the system is not working. But then our seniors might ask us, what exactly you are telling the issue is resolved. So we can show this is the proof. Okay. So that is like a standard operating procedure. So then we close the ticket. So this is how the ticket is being closed. Clear? Yeah. So this is about supporting support project. So support requirement will always be there for SAP projects. Okay. Even implementation is not there, but support will always be there. Okay. Clear, everyone? So we also do the documentation as stated to you, documentation. Then you have the upgrade project. Now, upgrade project is actually upgrading to a newer version. Okay. So like it's 2025. Now, if a new release has come up, mostly the release, I think so new release comes in the month of March. Okay. On that particular approximately, it might be up and down. So a company is already on, take for example, S4 HANA 2023 version. Now it goes ahead and uses the 2025 version. Okay. So that is known as an upgrade project. In the upgrade project, it's like a migration project. Okay. Or you could say the systems are being upgraded. So what you could say, that there is no that much requirement of a, we don't have a bigger role in the finance functional consultants. It is mostly done by the basis people. But yes, if required somewhere, if you want some configurations to be done by us, some tasks that need to be done by the financial accounting consultant, then we come into the picture. Okay. So this is about the upgrade project. Like on your phone, right? There is Android version, right? So if you want to install to the latest one, you can do that. So simple as that. That is known as the upgrade project. Clear? Yes, Siva, Daniel?
Yep.
Are you all clear? Okay. Then thanks. Thanks for the confirmation. Now the rollout project. Now what happens is that now you have installed SAP for Reliance. Now take for example, Reliance is operating in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Okay, 3 countries for now. Now you have installed SAP for Reliance's India operations. Now, what Reliance tells you, okay, now you have done, you are supporting us with the support project. Now, we want to implement SAP for our Bangladesh company code also. Now, this is known as a rollout project because already Reliance has SAP. Now, it's just that we are going to use the templates. Okay. Now, as compared to full implementation project, rollout project is like 20%, you would say approximately 20-25%. It's not much more than that because already the questions, the exploring has been happened. But yes, if there is certain customization, local customization with relating to country Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, country specific customization, then it would take a certain bit of time. Okay. So approximately the efforts involved are 20-25%. Okay. So here, this is known as a rollout project, wherein already SAP has, Reliance has SAP installed for India. It now wants to extend it for other country. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Great. So these are the 4 types of project: implementation, support, upgrade, and rollout project. Now let us see types of consultant as we discussed yesterday as well.
Mohammed, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
go ahead, go ahead. Yes,
Yeah,
Daniel.
I have one question. So, what will be the usual timeline of the implementation project, upgradation project, and the rollout project? For example, there will be a definite timeline, right, for 6 months or a year or something like that.
No, see,
So, what will be
go ahead.
it
Timeline.
usually?
See, timeline, it depends, okay? It depends. The company might have, if it's a small company, it could be 3 to 4 months. At least it should take, because see what happens, it's approximately smaller implementation project will at least take 6 months. Why, I'll tell you. Because there are 3 servers involved. There is a development server, there is a quality server, and then you have the production server. So it requires time. At least you'll need to uh, speak with the client for getting the for requirement gathering. You have to gather the requirement, the exploring phase. It will at least take 15 days, minimum 15 days, 2 weeks. Okay. After that, we send that email to them, then they will sign off. They also have their own project steering committee. Okay. But if they have, if you start the project and their requirement goes on increasing, then what happens? Take for example, you go ahead, go into the market, you tell that I want 1 kg of tomato or 1 kg of potato. Okay. After that, you tell no, no, no. Can you give me ½ kg more? So then you'll have to pay more, right? Similar way in the service industry, if the client client's requirements goes on increasing, then the bill also goes on increasing. Okay. Because we are in the service industry, we charge man hours. It's known as man hours. Okay. So every day, 8 hours for each and every consultant, we would be charging. Okay. So they charge for the project, they charge in dollars. So approximately 6 months minimum. Okay. Small to smaller project, but not, I wouldn't say a 1 month project can be possible for implementing. Okay, for implementation project, because it is everything from scratch. It is not just creating the GL. It is creating the accounts payable process. It is creating the accounts receivable process. It is creating the asset accounting. Then it is also creating about the GST taxes. So whatever we are going to learn, everything is going to be implemented even for a smaller company. So it shouldn't be less than 6 months. But yes, if it's a big company, it might happen that the implementation can go on for 3 to 4 years also, depending on the scale of operations. If take, for example,
Okay, got it.
one particular company is operating in 100 countries and it wants SAP to be implemented in 100 countries. So definitely it is going to take time. Okay, clear now? Okay. Now this is about
Yes,
SAP
ma'am. Yeah.
consultant. Yeah, thanks. So this is functional and technical consultant. As we discussed, ABAP and the basis consultant, right? So types of SAP environment, I already discussed with you, right? The basic is types of SAP environment is also known as a landscape. We have the development server, then the quality server, and then the production server. Okay. Now, okay. Now let us see. Now let us go into the system. System. You can see my presentation, right?
No, I couldn't see anything now.
Now, can you see my SAP system?
Yes.
See what happens in SAP. There are the landscape. You also, as a fresher, you also get the question about what is the landscape. Okay, landscape means the system environment. So it's normally the basic thing is development server, quality, and the production server. Quality is also known as a pre-prod server. Okay, sometimes depending on the company. Yes. Now, what happens is that you do the configuration in the development server, right? Now, how will you move it, the same configuration to the, how will you move it to the quality system? So in order for to move the quality to the configuration to the quality system, you need, because each and every configuration that you would be creating, and when you save it, it would be saved under a transport TR number. It is known as a TR number. Okay, it is saved under a transport. It is known as a TR number. Now, what happens is that transport is nothing but the changes that you have done in the SAP system will be stored under. Okay, so this is what is. So this is like a transport. Okay. Whatever changes, like take for example, you created a new GL, you'll have to save it. So once you save it in the development server, it will be assigned a transport. Then this transport will be moved from the development to the quality server. Okay, there are certain transactions. With the help of it, you will be able to move it from development to quality. Now, after quality, then it will be moved to the production server. So transport becomes very important. So here you see request type. These are the transport type. Okay. Workbench request means this is actually related to technical ABAP team. So mostly for customizing, we use the first one. That is the customizing request. The configuration that we do, the developers, functional developers, we use this. Okay. Now what happens is that the transport, I'll just show you. Okay, I'll go into, let me check whether I have something up. So just when we do the configuration, I'll be showing you how the transport work, but just a gist about it or an overview. Transport is a bundle of changes what you make in the system. The configuration, it is stored under a transport number, and that transport number is unique. Okay, it is unique, and this transport will be moved from development to quality and from quality to production server. So this is how the transport works. Clear? Any query on the concept of transport?
So you mentioned about quality, right?
Uh-huh,
They
uh-huh.
do a testing of what changes has been done, or is it done by the same consultant, or it will be done by some other people's?
So, so here it is. See, this is what the diagram is there on the presentation. So it's development server. What happens in development server also, there might be, these are the clients. Okay. Like in SAP, I showed to you yesterday, the system that we're working is 100 client. Okay. So there might be clients. So just take for this example, it's 110, 120, 130. Okay. So these are the clients. Now this sandbox is the server wherein the consultants just do the practicing. So whatever like
Okay.
design we have agreed, we just do the practicing over here. Then you have, uh, you could say this is the configuration. In 110, take for example, there would be a server where we just do the configuration, but you cannot do the testing. Then we do the testing in this particular system. Okay. Development test system. So each developer will do his own testing. Okay. That is his responsibility. So whatever work you get to do the configuration, that would be solely your responsibility, and it would be assigned to a ticket. Okay. So everything has an evidence and proof that you have worked on that. You cannot disown if anything goes wrong. Okay. So after this, all the configurations are saved
Over the
under,
other.
yeah, it will be moved to the quality. Now in quality, what happens is that now one testing is done. In quality, we do the system integration testing. Now what happens is that certain transactions are cross-module dependent. Okay. Hello
Hello.
guys. Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're on.
Sorry for that. Yeah. So sorry. Daniel has left the meeting or he got disconnected. Siva? Okay. No worries. Might be he will join. Just remind me if it is if he's available in the waiting room. Okay. Hey, Siva,
Hello.
sorry for that. Sorry for that. The internet connection, it seems to be unstable. Okay.
Not
Now
an issue.
I have connected to mobile data. Might be just inform me once
Okay.
Daniel connects. Okay, if he's available in the waiting room. Now let me just go ahead and also where was I? I was
I don't see anyone.
uh Daniel is not there, right?
So do I get any pop-up kind of a thing
No,
when
we get,
somebody's joining?
someone joins, will get a pop-up because I am
Okay.
presenting now. So if I miss
Okay.
it, just inform me. Okay? If I miss it, just
Sure.
inform me.
Okay.
So here it is, a development server. What happens?
Mhm.
So here, if there is a dependency on the cross module, then we also do the integration testing with the cross modules. Okay. And this server, quality server access would be available to the business user or the super users. Now, what uh, this helps us to get the client confirmation. So this is like a server that is very important. But this development server, no one will have access except the consulting team or the developer team. Okay.
Okay.
Then after from here again, through the transport, it would be moved to the production. So the transport management is done by the basis team. It is done by the basis consultant. Okay, clear?
Yep. So you mentioned like clients, right? Some numbers. So
Mhm.
that is the default numbers, or you have
No, no,
just random.
it depends on the companies. Okay, see, I have worked with companies who have who don't just have three landscapes; they have six landscapes. So they have development. Then after development, they will have pre-development is also there. Okay. Then they have quality and pre-quality also is there. So they
Okay.
have certain uh, these landscapes are available because in those particular system, uh, no one can go ahead and do the changes. So you would be only able to do the configuration uh, over here in 110, but in 130 you won't be able to do the configuration. A similar way over here into is testing. Okay, so once it moves to testing, then what will happen is that you cannot do configuration or changes over here. So if you want to do the configuration changes again, you'll have to start from here. So the transport, the changes always move forward, they will never move backward. That is very
Okay.
important. So if you make a mistake in the configuration, then again you'll have to do the redo the configuration over here in the development. Again, move the transport to the quality. And if you see here, training one and training two, these
Yep.
these servers would the business users might have the access or the super users. Okay, depending on the criticality. So here in the quality, no one can make the changes. Even the consultants cannot make the direct changes. So that really helps because uh, once you do the configuration, no one can go ahead and disturb your configuration. Okay, clear?
So these all the clients all will be set by someone else, or will be set
Yeah, yeah.
it will
No,
be
no,
set by
we don't set. We don't. There is a basis team, right? So the technical
okay.
team is there. So
Mhm.
functional people don't do it.
Okay.
Okay. So the functional consultants, like I stated to you, so we are part of the functional module. So I've already stated, right? We gather the information from the client, translate the requirements into functional specifications. Then we assign the functional specification documents to the technical teams. We assign certain tasks or we tell the logic to the technical team. We also go ahead and prepare the test scripts, okay, for testing the configured scenario.
Okay. Understood.
So the examples we already discussed yesterday, right? MMSD consultant, these are the functional
Yeah.
consultants. Yeah.
Just wait on that screen.
Okay.
Yesterday we spoke about one thing, right?
Go ahead.
About the cash management, supply chain management. So, will that be part of FI, or it will be
No, no, no.
something else?
Supply. That is financial. That was cash management, right? That is
Yeah.
not part of FI, but it is
Okay.
one particular, you could say, it is part of accounts receivable, to be very true, of companies which want to go ahead and do the treasury and risk management.
Yep. So, which module
So,
which
so
functional consultant
see,
it
so
will be
once
there because
once see for this course, that is FI consultant, this is a basic course. Okay.
okay,
So this is like, take for example, you have done MBA, right? Or BCom?
and become on CMA. Yep.
CMA, right? So in BCom
Yep.
also, in the first year you don't have the specializations, right? You
Yes.
you you select the specialization in the last year. Similar
Yep.
way, if you are once you are into FI, financial accounting module, okay, then over a period of time, then you can do the specialization later onwards.
Is why I'm keep on asking is the
Uh-huh.
finance. It'll be like we do income statements, balance sheet, and then last it comes cash flow. That's one part is missing out here. So that is the reason I'm keep
No, no,
asking you that.
no, no.
So that's the
To
reason. So
to be
because
very
my
true, no, no. For cash, I'll just go through the content also. Prasad has provided you the course content, right?
yes, I saw
It
that, but I didn't see anything about supply chain management over there. So that's the reason I'm keep on asking. So
supply chain management is totally related. See, supply chain and financial FSCM is different. Supply chain is
mm,
related to logistics.
yeah, I'm asking about
Logistics,
financials.
financials. Okay.
Financials. Yeah.
See, that to be very true, that is like a critical thing that I said to you. Okay.
Mhm.
Treasury and risk management consultants are there. Uh, FSCM, you won't immediately, as a fresher, you won't get into the FSCM team also, because managing cash is not so easy. Okay, so over a period of time you will be that. But yes, for managing cash, okay, for this course or the basic course, we have the cash journal. Did you go through the content? We have a cash journal concept.
Yeah, those things are
Ah,
fine
yeah.
because I've been into finance for a long time, so cash
Mhm.
flows are not that complication for me. So that's the reason I just keep
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So no,
consistent on
see,
that.
what will happen is that I'll tell you, Prasad. See, you have bigger experience, right? So once you
Yeah.
get into like 3 to 4 years, I think so, it wouldn't be very tough for you to pick up everything. The only
Okay.
thing is that you just need to learn how the consulting works. Okay. So once you get into that, then you can go ahead and make your focus whether you want to go for FSCM only, become that consultant. Because have you heard about REFX? Asset
No.
management. In asset accounting also you have REFX, real estate management in asset accounting.
Oh,
So there are many
okay.
companies who just do the real estate. Okay, so
Mhm.
for that SAP has one particular specialization of REFX. So in mostly Gulf countries, what you'll find that REFX consultants are mostly required.
Yes, real estate peoples.
Yeah,
Yeah.
REFX, yeah. So that is related to asset accounting. But in order for you to know REFX, first you need to know asset accounting. Okay. So RFX is a specialization within asset accounting. Clear
Okay.
now? Yeah. Now let's go ahead. So you just do what I mean to say is that, see, take one thing at a time. Okay. Go slow, and I definitely know, because you have so vast experience, right? Your basics are clear, so it wouldn't take for you a longer time for you to scale up your you could say your professional level also. You don't need to
Yeah.
worry on that front, but take it uh, um, small steps at a time, right? So once
Yeah.
everything is fine, then it's nothing like it, because SAP is like a big ocean, right? You can do many things. Now, I've already given, right, what is the role of a SAP FICO consultant. Okay, here it is. Like, we sort out the day-to-day queries of the end user. Sometimes you will also be asked to give trainings or give presentations. Okay, we do that also depending on the requirement. And now basics of accounting, you already know, right? Golden
Yeah.
rules of accounting: personal account, real account, and nominal account, right? Debit the receiver, credit the giver, debit all expenses, oh, sorry, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And the third one is nominal account: debit all expenses and losses, and credit all incomes and gain. So for Daniel and Shweta, definitely I'll have a basic session. Uh, you
Maybe you
definitely
can
know.
hold it for maybe you can hold it for tomorrow if they're
Yeah, yeah,
joining back.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I was just showing it. Okay. Now
Okay.
regarding job assistance, so the job assistance, we will also be providing you with the job assistance, right? Preparing your resume, okay, and preparing you for the interview questions. So once I go through the topics, I will be sharing you with you the questions that are important from the interview's perspective. So the institute would also be providing you with the job assistance. Now, very important is this part. This is my favorite part. Okay, what are the responsibilities of the students? First of all, following the instructions. Okay, you have to practice the scenarios independently by creating your own data in the system. So what I do in the system, we'll have to do it on a daily basis. So what happens is that your concepts are clear on a daily basis. Don't keep anything for the weekend. If you keep anything for the weekend, what will happen is that uh, then you could say the sessions pile up. And I have seen what happens is that if you don't practice on a regular basis, and then as the sessions pile up, then you start feeling less interested. Okay. So very important, practice on a daily basis. Okay. And whatever queries you have, you can ask me the queries in the next session itself. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
And there are also, if you want to explore SAP Learning Forums, there are many forums. Like you have the SAP Learning Hub, then you have SAP communities, many things on LinkedIn also. So if you want to gain more information, you can definitely explore the different forums. Okay, for SAP.
There is any particular forums we want us to explore?
SAP community, there's SAP community. Okay. Then you
In
have
LinkedIn we have or by someone else?
no, Google, you put in the SAP community, you'll get a SAP community. And what you could do is that On LinkedIn also, you can start following people, start connecting with people, start following people, okay?
Okay.
Start making connections with the people so that whenever they post certain learning contents or certain critical things, okay? Many people also post the live things, okay?
Mm.
So you will have, so it's like constant learning. So learning never stops, okay? So any queries for me?
One question, part of the kind of an examination perspective. So,
Mhm,
like the certification perspective.
mhm,
So, bit confused on that. I know that it's two modules like FICO, FI and CO.
mhm,
Okay. So inside FI, there is general ledger, account receivable, accounts payable. Okay.
mhm.
The if I need to go for a certification, it will be as a combined of
No, no,
FI and
no,
CO separately, or
no, no. It is separate. It is separate. It is separate.
so no, I have one other confusion.
Mhm,
One guy confused me yesterday. So he was saying about I was not saying about it. I read some article. It was saying that we need to go with different modules in FI for examination, like accounts receivable is separate examination and payables is a separate one.
no,
So
no,
there will be different exam
no,
codes he was mentioning about, but I don't know whether I interpret correctly from the
see,
wordings what he has mentioned.
no,
So
no,
just clarify me on that.
rare. See, there's a FI and CO. So these are two modules. Like I
Okay,
stated to you, first is the application associate program. Okay. After that, you'll have the professional, then there will be an expert level. So
okay,
it is related to entire FI. It's just not related to accounts receivable. Okay. It's
okay,
just not related to accounts payable. But yes, if you're going for any treasury or you could say FSCM, okay, later onwards, financial supply chain management, cash management. So if you're going for that, then there is one particular, there are different certifications for that. But it is not available for the freshers, to be very true. Okay.
okay,
But FI and CO are two different modules. CO will have its own certifications. If you go on Google or Naukri also, you'll find there are CO consultants also requirement. There's a requirement of a CO consultant. There's a separate requirement of the FI consultant. There might be certain requirement of a FICO consultant also. Because CO controlling, many companies don't implement controlling, to be very true, because it's like it's not mandatory. As I stated to you yesterday, financial accounting is mandatory, financial accounting is compulsory. Okay, so that is, so these are two different modules, but only for specific, but related to one sub module. You don't have those things at the starting level, so don't confuse yourself that much.
so
Clear?
why do we have two different FICO separately?
See,
What what is
you you are already so much you have experience. Okay, see, financial accounting is a mandatory thing, right?
yep,
You create balance sheet and profit and loss statement, so that is a statutory requirement, right? It's a legal requirement. If you don't create that, uh, will the company have to will the company go to you could say jail or not, right?
yep,
They have to create it on a yearly basis. Now why it needs to be created? Because income tax needs to be charged, right? And income
yep.
tax is part of the government, so it is mandatory. But controlling is
Okay,
known as management accounting. Controlling means how the management is trying to control the costs or the expenses. Okay, how the management is trying to control the cost and the expenses. That is the
okay. The cost elements and everything. Okay,
is the that is so that is a different part. Okay. So that is what is controlling. That is management accounting. And it is not mandatory for you to give the reports to the shareholders or the stakeholders. Okay. Clear?
okay.
Clear?
Yep.
Clear?
One
Uh,
last thing on the
mhm.
on the course module what Prasad has shared to me. In the last, I think in the last page or somewhere, I saw something about live projects. What is that actually? So
uh, can you just share me the content over here?
Just a minute. I have to open the document. Yeah, I got the document. Just when I'm sharing that,
Okay.
I think you have to accept the request, I think.
All right. I've accepted.
Okay, just a minute. Okay. You're able to see my screen, right?
I have to stop sharing.
Okay.
Can you just share it in the documents? I'll go ahead and share it. Shiva, can you?
Uh, I already shared it. You're able to see it, or
I'm not able to
should I?
actually. Can you just share it in the chat?
Sure. Yep, I'll do that. Just a minute. I'll share the document with you now. I think in the 12th page, mentioned about something live projects. That's wow. Can you hear me, or
Yeah, I can hear you. Just one moment.
okay? You got the document, right?
Just open it. You can see my screen now.
Yes. On the
So,
12th last page, I think 12th page
last
mentioned
page
about
12.
something in the mid. Yeah, it's there in the bottom.
Okay, right. Yeah, live
It went up in the
live project.
project.
Yeah. Live project means what? See, whenever we go ahead and start doing the configuration also. So I would be going ahead and doing the configuration as per the live project. Like I gave you now the example of how the transport moves, right? So each and every task that we are going to do would be like a live project. Okay. So whatever task we are going to do would be like a live project. So that is
Okay.
what it is meant by a live project. See, what happens is that this is what is to be very true, to be very frank and clear to you, right? So this is what is about whatever implementation or configuration, whatever concepts that we are going to do, it would be as per the live project requirements. Like I would be informing you at each and every stage, what is the impact or how it is related or connected to a live project. Many people might tell you they would provide you a live project. No one provides a live project, to be very clear, because you are also
Okay.
working in a company, right? You cannot share
Yeah.
those documents with anyone, right?
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
but yes, whatever configurations and whatever training that we are going to do, it would be similar to a live project. So I'll be guiding you at each and every point how to go ahead and how it is connected to a live project and trying to prepare you with the question and answers, okay, like as if you're doing a live project.
Like
Okay.
a kind of a simulation or sample one, right?
Yeah, sample one to be very true. Simulation or a sample one, similar to that. Okay. Yeah. Yes, clear now. Shiva?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Shiva, one thing Prasad asked me is uh,
Mm.
so you'll have to get the access tomorrow, okay,
Yep.
of the
I'll
user
talk to
ID.
him today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
User
talk
ID
to
and
him today.
password. So that we can then start and go ahead and doing the configurations in the system. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So just one thing,
Yeah.
if you're going the same flow,
Mhm.
when we able to complete uh, the training?
See, the training would be completed, I think so, 2.5 months approximately. 2.5 months.
So any approximate date like June or July it'll be? Or...
I wouldn't say the date. It depends, right? But 2 to 2.5 months, May, June, July, mostly by 31st of July, we should be able to clear. We
Okay.
should be definitely able to clear. And yeah,
Because
we'll
one thing,
yeah. Go
because
ahead.
one thing,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I because I don't have any programming knowledge or anything. Do we require any kind of a programming knowledge
No,
for
no, no,
this?
no, no.
Nothing, right?
This is a
So
functional. See,
nothing about
we are functional
okay,
consultants. We are
okay,
not coders, right? If you want programming or coding, then those are the engineers who are doing it. The ABAP, the ABAP guys, they do the coding, and the basis people. We never do coding. That is not our part. But we are very important because we are in constant touch with the client. So we are the mediators, you could say. Everything goes through us. The technical person also doesn't know how to do the coding. We will tell him, see, this is the logic. Now you prepare a customized program for me. But the
okay,
logic would be provided by us only. He would be dependent on us because the technical people don't know the functional language. But we, as functional consultants, we know the technical, we know certain technical details also, and we would communicate it with the client and vice versa with the coding people as well.
okay.
So just take that thing out of your mind that you require programming knowledge. Okay, who told you?
Mm. No, no,
Did
no.
any friend?
Just
Yeah. Okay.
no, 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 nothing. Nobody told me. Just because I've never been into
Mm-hmm.
such kind of an environment before,
Mm-hmm.
like terms or anything. So because I'm being completely into finance and
Mm-hmm.
accounting, so I
Mm-hmm.
never been in touch of this. So
Uh-huh.
I just want to
No, no, no.
because I went to learn Python some time back. I came
Ah,
back. I came
okay.
back immediately.
I
I
understood.
couldn't
I understood.
I
Okay.
couldn't understand even a bit of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
I
happens.
attended 2 months classes. I couldn't able to grab anything on that. So I just came out of it. So even I went for hour to learn it. I couldn't understand any bit of a thing. So even SQL I went. I, I
Right,
came
right.
back immediately. All the
Understood.
three things I went.
Understood.
Some,
No, no.
I don't
Programming
know.
is not there for a functional consultant.
Okay.
Okay. You don't need to
Yes,
worry on that front. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
And see, Daniel and Shweta is also not available because they would be going through the recording. So I request both of you, Daniel and Shweta as well, to get the user
Okay.
ID and password from Prasad for tomorrow so that we can go ahead and start doing the configurations or start the concepts in the live system. Okay. Okay, then thanks, Siva.
So,
Yeah.
so we will get the remote access, right,
Yes,
for that
yes.
system. So based on the
Ye-
use,
Yeah,
do we
yeah.
need to install anything for that
Uh,
or?
you don't need to install, but there is a link. Okay. There is a remote desktop link. All the details would be shared. Like I showed to you yesterday how to log in into the SAP
Yep.
system. Similar way, he
Yes.
will be providing you it. Prasad
Okay.
will be providing you all the details. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.